And welcome back to Stories from the River. This is your host, Charlie Malouf, and I'm here at our Mooresville grand reopening with our general manager, Nathan Jeter. Nathan, congratulations on cutting the ribbon and the grand reopening.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie. It's been an exciting day.
It has been,
yeah.
And we're only halfway through the day.
That's right, yeah. But all the way through the working week, so like all the stuff leading up is nice. It's
been very exciting. I know a lot of hands have kind of been in the clay, so to speak, to kind of mold and form to bring us to today. So we get to cut a ribbon today, 17 plus years after this store originally opened in August 2008. Nathan has been here, the general manager at the lake for, I think it's been over 4 years.
That's right, yeah.
So you started in July of 2021.
That's right.
Over 4 years, okay, so. And you got a little bit of training in Pineville and some other stores, and then you basically started right here. Now, you came as a general manager from another licensee up north.
That's right, came from Moore's Furniture.
Yeah, from Cincinnati, right?
Correct.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
What do you think when you first moved down here, and what were you told about a remodel, renovation?
Yeah. So when I first moved down, got to spend a lot of time with Renee Bradley. She kind of took me under her wing, and we were attached at the hip for a couple weeks. Really, it was just whispers of a renovation. It was really just, hey, we're about to get remodeled. Or I'd walk over and see a stain on the carpet, and they'd go, hey, that's not going to be there for long. We're getting a remodel. And it was just little breadcrumbs along the way that eventually led to more conversations, and now we're here today.
Yeah, and Renee was the former general manager at this store and had been a general manager for other stores, and really kind of had a renaissance year here at the lake. And it's the lake, and now you are going through an identity refresh. We'll show the new logo, the identity for the lake. It's got a refreshed logo and identity. And she was lobbying, she and the team were lobbying. I remember Dawn Gaddy and her saying, hey, let's get a remodel here. And we wanted to make sure this is where we were going to be for many more years to make that investment. And other GMs who have come through here were kind of pushing for the same thing. And when did you first learn that it was actually going to happen? Because your team was like, hey, when is it going to happen? And you started out, you said today in your opening comments, you were asking around, like Tim Sales and other people. When did you first hear it's actually going to happen?
I think Tim Sales kind of let the cat out of the bag, maybe just hinted to it. He was like, I think you're going to come. I think it's going to happen. And then maybe a month or two later, it was on our town hall call. And we were right here in the store as a team celebrating it. But I didn't know officially because Tim and I had a lot of conversations leading up into that. And it was me also lobbying for, hey, when is this thing going to happen? Are we going to do it here at the store? I think even at one point they talked about potentially the landlord was, there was all these rumors and speculation. So I didn't know officially until you announced it and you showed the picture and showed the mock-up, and that's when we officially celebrated it.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to make the decision, and once that decision is made, now when can we get it in line? Because we have a long line, and then when did the work actually start here? Oh,
I think about timelines, and it's such a blur for me. It's like before construction and after construction. It's hard to remember the exact date, but on the very first day that we started, I remember because it was Tuesday was my L10 meeting with Chris Barrier, and he said, Nathan, start thinking about the end of this project, start thinking about what you want this to mean to your team, maybe jot down some notes. And day one, we're in here, construction's going, and the alarm goes off, fire alarm, and all of us are standing around going, okay, well, that's something to do with the construction, gotta be. And we go up front, and it's a family. In the time I've been here, no family, no child has ever pulled the fire alarm. And on day one of this construction, a child pulls the fire alarm, fire department shows up. We've got walls coming down, we've got vents coming down, and it was just like, oh my gosh, if I keep a ledger of what's going on, I'm afraid at the end of this thing, it's just gonna be a ledger of all of these mishaps and how we handled it. And so that was day one, and we just thought, oh man, what's gonna happen next?
You just reminded me of something. When my son Drew was really young, we went to a Smoothie King in a shopping center, and I wasn't paying attention, and he pulled the fire alarm, and it shut down the entire shopping center for lunch hour, on a busy weekend. So these things happen. So what goes around comes around. I guess.
Right.
Okay, so it started sometime over the summer. And so we're sitting here with Yoda, and you've got like a great staff, an experienced staff. You've got multiple $1 million memory makers here. You got Dan Pashala, Sandy Rulin, you got Eva, you got Daniel Coffin, and that's at least $4 million memory makers. Do you have any others coming?
Sammy Williamson.
Sammy Williamson, yeah.
Scott Rader's previous $1 million writer, but man, he's having a great renovation period. So he's kind of lit a little bit of a fire.
Yeah, he was here with his son Benedict.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's 6 potentially.
Yeah. Will Copeland, previous $1 million writer, or maybe he hasn't been yet, but we anticipate him to be.
Well, this store in years past has been one of these stores that like 8 out of 9 of the sales staff have been $1 million writers or $1 million memory makers, as we call them.
Sure.
But now we've got this Yoda creature here.
Yeah.
And now most stores going through a renovation, like the mental grind gets to them. They maybe have a setback. They languish in like the dust or the noise. And aside from the first day alarm, like you guys, it seemed like you've accelerated and started to run faster through the remodel, such that our Store of the Month award, the last 2 months, the Yoda award, has been delayed, has been Mooresville. How does that happen?
Well, it's a mindset. I think for the most part, it's all mindset.
Easier said than done. Though.
Right, it is easier said than done. But it starts with the team message, and it starts with the vision. You know, going into construction, I talked to Troy Walker when his construction was going. I pulled his ear a little bit, and I said, what was it like? You know, what did you tell your team? And some of the conversations that him and I had kind of led into my mindset going into this. And you kind of couple that with the strategies that Tim mentioned to earlier, where you did instead of starting with inside and working out, we started with the mattress gallery first, and then went to the facade out front. So really, the mattress gallery was up and booming within a month.
And that helped.
That helped tremendously. What did you say? You came in here a couple weeks ago and you said that dog will hunt, right?
That's right. I was here on Dan Pashala's birthday.
Yep.
I think it was his 60th birthday, maybe?
Yeah.
On August 11th.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was just happened to be in the area and stopped in here. And I was like, that dog will hunt.
Right.
We'll show some images and cutaways of the sleep shop, because it is amazing.
It is beautiful.
So you did that first, then you did the facade.
Yeah, the facade. And then from there, we had pain points. We did. I mean, there were times where you'd come in and the tarp would be hanging all the way down the center of the showroom. And you'd go, how are we going to handle this week? What is business going to look like? And we'd talk about it as a team, and we'd say, guys, we got to sell through it. And we have goals, we have aspirations, we have dreams and visions for what we want to do for this year, and this doesn't get in the way of it. So the team really rallied behind it. We talked about Yoda a lot. We talked about how special it would be to do this for the team, and the team rallied. And when they started seeing that they could sell during it, and they started seeing that their business wasn't really affected by it, we brought on more staff. And that's just made us more of a tight-knit team. Sometimes you get bigger, you kind of branch out, and you don't have as much tight-knit. But in fact, it did the opposite with us. We brought in new people, Peyton Davis and Justin, that really brought the team together and brought a different camaraderie to us all.
I love that.
Yep.
So you got a mix of the rookies and the veterans, and just got a cohesive camaraderie, but unified around a vision. And then you had support. Let's talk about like Jessica and Mandy and the supporting cast, who really kind of scrambled. And I talked to a lot of the folks from the Vibe Collective and the design team that were just like, we're sore right now.
Yeah.
And they said we unloaded our largest truck ever, 458 or 438 pieces back on Wednesday.
Right.
And so just talk about the supporting cast. It really kind of held this team together and made it come to life.
Yeah, so Jessica's my partner in almost everything. Her and I try to stay lock and step on a lot of stuff. She's a lot smarter than I am. She is a lot more diligent than I am. She keeps us all aligned. She covers our blind side better than anybody I've ever met. And she cares a lot about this team. Her and I started within a couple weeks of each other. So her and I have been at this store around the same time. So we've grown together, and it's helped create the culture of this team. So she's been a great support, hands down, throughout not just construction, but everything in the store. Mandy and the visual team is like, if you could give an MVP award to any group of people in this last 2 weeks, I would give it to that department and those people, because for them, like I said, when I came in and I alluded to this earlier, when I came in and the boxes were stacked to the roof, I couldn't believe how much goods were back there. And then you have the same people 20, 30 people here a day, smiling, having a great time. I mean, David, I think, has been here 23 years. He'd come in with a smile and fist bump me and be loading furniture, and they'd be here all day long for days on end. And man, to make it look beautiful and to bring it all together in the last week, I can't give them enough kudos.
It's a beautiful store,
Yep.
beautiful showroom. What are you most excited about? What are guests really responding to?
Yep.
Is it certain collections that pop better?
Yep.
Is it certain areas that are brighter?
Yep.
We've removed some of the office space. We've reclaimed more showroom space.
Yep.
And it's got just a neutral palette throughout, but it's
Absolutely.
brighter, it's vibrant. You got the polished concrete floors, you got the white ceilings, and maybe the team was just like excited that what was going to happen here.
Yeah.
It looks bigger.
Yeah.
So what do you think is kind of really standing out with the guests?
If they've been in before, what stands out is you don't have the big ductwork hanging down from the ceiling and the drop lighting. But I think when you get in here, the furniture, Ashley, the story we tell with furniture stands out in general. But the big things right now are big Nuvella. Anything Nuvella and stationery looks beautiful. Our guests are rallying behind it. The new section they've got up there with the Mod Max and the Omaha. I mean, you walk in that area and you're just like, man, how can you not want to buy everything in this collection and put it in your home? So the lighting does a big effect on that, but our return guests are excited to see a new mattress gallery. We've got customers. Dan Pashala has been here 11 years. He's got customers that are repeat customers that have bought mattresses from him. So being able to go in there and show people new stuff has been exciting.
Well, in my home, we just replaced one of these luxury brands sectionals with the Mod Max 2.
Okay, yeah.
And it's so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
I like it so much more.
Yeah.
And so, the Mod Max is a great seller. Omaha's a great seller.
Yep.
Showroom's beautiful. You got a great team. What are the goals? I mean, and so, by the way, you have followed a legacy of people who continued to grow. We talked about Kelly Jones, started here as an REM and now is overseeing all the REMs. We've talked about, Renee started here, was a GM and really reinvigorated this store and took them, from silver to gold, and now she's an associate director of retail onboarding and education with the company. We talked about Chris Wright was a general manager here, now is a regional manager out west. And so, what are the goals for the rest of this year, Nathan?
So in Broad River fashion, we're doing Operation 120 for our store. So we've kind of in coupling.
Say more.
Yeah. So we found that operation projects, I mean, Will Luke's, mastermind of a lot of things, but, borrowing that from, I think it was FBI or whoever did the project names, we've kind of masked that here and mirrored it here. And we found that if you put a project name behind something, it's easy to say that's part of project something. And you add something else, you go, oh, that's part of project. So we've added Project 120, which is 120% revenue, 100 in revenue to budget, 120% sleep revenue, 12% VIP, 20% Google rate.
Over what period of time?
Over a month. So you got milestones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're doing milestones. So we just finished our first milestone, because it started with
September?
Yeah, started
Moneyball September as part of the 95-day challenge.
It's part of the 95-day, because then we also make the weekly drawings part of Operation 120 internally. And so we hit 120% revenue. We hit 120% sleep revenue. We hit 20% Google rate, and then we missed VIP, but we got over 11%, which is the highest, maybe just shy of 11, because we had some traffic adjustments at the end of the month.
I love that. So you're taking a company-wide, we're in this 95-day challenge, and so we've got these weekly drawings, and you're saying, hey, let's galvanize around Operation or Project 120, and we'll do it weekly. If we win the week, we'll win the month. Win the month, we'll win the quarter. Win the quarter, we'll win the year. Well, you guys are certainly doing a lot of winning, which is great to see. 2 months in a row with Yoda. You going for the hat trick, a trifecta?
Hey, why not?
Let's
go. Yeah.
Project 120.
Project 120.
Anyone else you want to give a shout out to, Nathan, for the team, for this beautiful grand reopening, the reinvigorated, refreshed, remodeled, long overdue Lake store, 17 years and brand new?
Man, I think there's so many unsung heroes in this, but if you look at someone like Jim and Liam and those guys that come in here and they paint the walls, they're here every day to move stuff around and support the team. I think those two guys are two big unsung heroes, and I wish I would have thanked them more earlier, but man, those guys have been here since day one, doing the nitty gritty stuff that we needed them to do. But really, Tim Sales has been instrumental too. I mean, there were times I don't know how much he shared with publicly, but we had a lot of carbon monoxide scares in this. And so we'd come in one day and there was a fire department here or we had to call the fire department because Seth, the AGM, was, he came in and was opening the store for the first Sunday, and he calls me. I'm at Waffle House with my wife, and he goes, "Hey, Nathan, this alarm's going off. What's going on?" I go, "No, our alarm goes off every once in a while." And he goes, "No, but listen to this one." and I'm like, "Okay, that's a serious alarm." We come in. He's already been here 45 minutes at that point, and we realize this is carbon monoxide filter or alarm going off. So I called Tim. I'm like, "Dude, what? I've never been in a situation like this. Do I call fire department? Call police? What do I do?" So he directed me, called the fire department. Fire department comes here and they take one step in and they've got their reader, and within one step of the building, they go, "Oh, nope, that's too much for us to go in." They fully suit up and then come back in the building. And wow. And as this is happening, Seth and I and my pregnant wife at the time have all been in this building, and Seth's been in there. He was in there in over an hour.
Oh, wow.
And so he's white as a ghost. He's like, "Oh man, what's happened?" And he's a smoker, so he's not smoking. So they come over, they check his oxygen. They come to find out it was a leaking propane tank. But it was scary. And Tim, along this journey, has been, he picked up my phone call, whether it was 6 in the morning, whether it was 10 at night, whether he was at a soccer game or whatever. He was super supportive and communicative with me. So really shout out to him and what he does.
Well, that is scary. I'm glad it wasn't serious.
Yeah.
And I'm also glad the alarm's the right type of alarm.
Right.
Rings right. And I'm glad we got the fire department out here to kind of neutralize the concern and the scare. And, no harm, no foul, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, it was just one of those things you jot down and you go, okay, it's part of this construction.
We'll get Seth his color back. Yeah. And Seth was an AGM, and now he's a GM in Gastonia.
That's right. Yeah.
And you've got a growing, speaking of growth, you've got a growing family.
That's
and you've got a due date. Your wife's got a due date coming up in December, I believe.
December the 13th, yeah.
And so who's going to be joining us? Can we say the name?
It would definitely gender. Gender, we're going to have a little girl.
Yeah.
And I commend you for waiting until, finding out right on the day of. My wife is with technology. She's just like, let's find out today. Let's find out as soon as you can do it.
Yeah.
So we found out really early it was going to be a girl. And we like the name Luna a lot. So my wife is from Guatemala with Spanish background. So Luna in Spanish is moon. And so we really like that name. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Nathan, congratulations on this beautiful store and being just a fantastic leader. You lead the right way, and couldn't be prouder of you and the team and this special day. So
thank you.
October 7th, 2025, a day we get to finally cut the ribbon on a grand reopening, a long overdue remodel for the beautiful, refreshed Lake Norman area, Mooresville store. So that's it on this episode from the grand reopening ceremony with Nathan Jeter, General Manager of the Lake. Nathan, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.